Hey guys, it's Chedek, and before we start this video on the Hill Amplifier, I really want to talk about the two adjustments I made to the Southeast Amplifier. So the first things first is I extended the lobber chute from where it was originally 2 tiles farther out, because lobbers were throwing from there when they spawned from there. So just extend it 2 more tiles out and you should be fine. And one more thing is I've changed up this segment of the tunnel, the last part where, you know, the wall launchers push them into the tunnel. I've changed that to floor launchers now because the meta is kill off basic husks or normal husks, flingers, well, anything that's not a smasher with regular gas traps and all those traps, and then kill smashers off with floor launchers. That's basically the premise of all your traps. It should be kill all basic husks with normal funnels, all regular husks that aren't mist monsters, and then kill mist monsters with floor launchers at the end of your tunnels. Now, let's go to Hill Amplifier. So unlike the last video, I'm going to be breaking this video up into 2 parts. It's still going to be one whole video, but I'm leaving little time segments to see where you want to go. So right now I'm starting with the south side, and then the time segment should be right on the screen right now for the west side. So if you don't want to see the south side and all you want to see is the west side, click on that time in the video. So starting with the south side, let's start with the spawn. You know, it's best to start off at the spawn and anything. So you can't do anything right here because the meteor falls right here. So there's no way you can spawn trap or anything wonderful here. But that's all right. I've never had an issue with the side. South is one of my favorite sides. So what I do is you should set up a wall here and do rows of broadsides to shoot all the husks that walk up this ramp. And then gas traps to spawn kill essentially all the little husks. I've done that for 2 ramps up 2 layers. And it works pretty fine. Pro tip, do not put walls like this on top of, you know, hills, because smashers will charge that. Moving on, let's start with the right side tunnel first. So I started off with a slow and 2 broadsides and a gas trap to deal damage and just kill off anything basic that's still around. Now this will work for the first few rounds pretty well, but then from further on, it will take at least these other tunnels to work. So once you go 1 tile up on the right, oh wait, before that, I split the tunnels. It's always good to split your tunnels because you really don't want to clog your tunnels. So they split off, right? 2 tunnels on the right. The first one will slow them down, and then they move on to the second tile up, and this is where you should see the hill if you turn right. So if you have a wall launcher with at least 3 impact, you will be able to launch any type of husk down here into this pit. So the wall launcher will push husks over here into this pit, and what I've done here is I set several broadsides, which is a mistake. If you are going to be using floor launchers, do not combo anything else with impact. I recommend using wall darts because unlike broadsides, wall darts do not have impact rolls, so they cannot accidentally stun husks or, you know, mess up your stun threshold before your floor launcher can get off. So every time you have a floor launcher or a wall launcher necessary near, do not have a broadsides because you can mess up your stagger. If they're already staggered and flying, have fun. If you're putting out a timeout chamber, put down a broadside. So what I've done is the wall launcher will either push the husks into this timeout room, which will push them into there, which I'm going to be putting a tar pit trap there because tar pit trap will stop husks for 3 seconds, which is absolutely amazing. And you guys should definitely run your tar pit traps. If you're going to be run them full durability. That's it, straight up full durability. So the husks will get pushed down here and they'll take damage from this floor launcher and these wall darts. Then they'll walk up here and there's the off chance that they'll get sent back into this timeout room, or then again back out into that timeout. So I have a dual timeout room with just 1 wall launcher and natural terrain and gas traps on the ceiling. So most of my trap tunnels follow this rule, like what I said earlier. Kill off basics husks with trap tunnels, and then once all the basics husks are dead, use floor launchers to deal with smashers. So right now I have 3 wall launchers and a wall launcher that can combo with this floor launcher to accidentally knock them over there, but I can take that risk because I want them to get pushed into here. If you do not like that risk, destroy the wall launcher and just have these 2 floor launchers. Next things next, I really want to show this before we start off the tunnel. So this is a trick that Moth taught me. Moth is one of these pro players that's he's most commonly known in Alora's stream. So I think it was Moth, or it was Ortho. Ortho is commonly known in Tic Tac stream. So you need to put a wall like this, right? And then you put a floor in the terrain, which I know it's kind of cheating, but hey, Battle Royale players can do it, so can we. and then you can put floor traps on these tiles. I don't know actually how to get it, so I'm gonna fast forward it until I get. Oh, never mind. I got it. You saw it, right? There. And now I have another floor launcher on this tile, so they can fly up. Same on this side too, but I was gonna show you it there. But look at that, 3 floor launchers, and each floor launcher will do around 40% damage, which will definitely kill off your smasher problems. And I'm going to be doing that same thing on the right side here because I just need it. It's just very helpful. And yeah, there you go. So that was the right side of the tunnel. So now let's move on to the left side of the tunnel. So the left side of the tunnel, I wanted a lot more stallage. I wanted them to choose the left side tunnel, but because of how much stalling I have, well, I wanted them to choose the right to die, and the left side I really didn't want it. I wanted to be less lucrative because that's where the natural walls are and they could break that. So what I've done here is I started off with well, of course, put a wall launcher here to send them back down if you can. What I've started off with is a floor spikes, gas trap, and wall darts. This wall launcher will push them back out into the tunnel, and then again I have this floor launcher which will push them back into the tunnel. Like I said, do not go for killing in the beginning of your tunnels for all husks, because you do not want basic husks to take out the durability of your floor launcher. Oxidize is expensive, and I assume you guys don't want to waste it. Then I have a wall launcher to push them back, and then it'll possibly trigger with this, pushing them back into the tunnel. So I have 3 opportunities to push them back into the tunnel, which is very nice. With this wall launcher to push them out, with a gas trap on top and a broadside there to do extra damage, and then the wall launchers. Then I have a timeout chamber right here with broadsides and tar pit and gas trap, because, you know, massive damage, and then a floor spikes. So it then turns into the floor launchers. I have 3 floor launchers in succession, and I don't have another floor launcher here because this is smasher protection. It will force smashers to walk. And then again, the floor launcher. Now let's talk about smasher protection. So for smasher protection, what you want to do is you want to block off this side so they don't find it lucrative to walk up. They have not walked up here for a while, and all I have is this ramp right here to block them off, and this ramp right there. There's basically 2 layers of defense. And then I have this thing to block off lobbers from them breaking this wall, because if they break this wall, it's clear game for them to walk into my amplifier. They have done it recently today, so I didn't want to show off, but it was all right. Once we put this down, it didn't happen again. The tunnel just exploded afterwards because it was wave 27, I think it was, and the tunnel exploded. It's just bound to happen. And yeah, that's the south side. So now I'm going to be playing a clip, I think around 6 of the tunnel, me AFKing. Hopefully I can get a higher round if I'm just like that down. But that is the south side. So now let's one more thing before we show the footage. I forgot to show you this. Make sure you put these ramps here, because the off chance that flingers, because flingers will do this happens to me many times, flingers will walk around instead of going through this natural tunnel for I. They will walk through this, go through this tunnel, make sure they'll path here, and then they will break this wall. I didn't have a wall here, but once I put walls here and this ramps, they stop, but they would walk through and just like fling right there. Super easy target. And to the gameplay. So now let's begin with the west side. 1 full clip. And ghost traps. So to start off this section with ghost trap, I want to talk about ghost traps, alright? This is how you cause ghost traps. And I'm not telling you to start, you know, taking advantage of this. I'm telling you this so you can avoid it. Do not place ghost traps because you cannot get them out. And what if Epic never fixes this bug? Then you're screwed, like me. You see that over there? That's a ghost trap funnel. This is a ghost traps, and I'm so upset about them because I'm out of structures and I have like around 50 ghost traps on my tunnels, and that's 50 structures I can be using to upgrade my tunnels. So this is how you place ghost traps. So what you do is you place a wall down and you tier it up to 2. Once you're at tier 2 and you upgrade it to tier 3 and you place a trap on it and you start the game because you're too impatient, the high chances of you getting a ghost trap are they're there, because that's a tunnel. It's not make it to build limit then place a trap and no, it's not like that. It's just while the walls are upgrading and you start the game. So please do not, you know, rush. Just take your time, please. Let everything upgrade and then place your traps. Now let's start with one of my favorite tunnels in the game. So on the left side, I didn't have a lava shield because it wasn't necessary. I'm on the south side, but on the west side, it's very necessary to have a lava shield. So what I started off with is a spawn kill. So here is the meteor. The best way to show you the spawns is this ramp right here, okay? So say you come to this 4-piece on the ramp, right? You walk up and you should just have one tile out, and there you go. This is spawn kill all the way out to here and all the way down here. And what I've done here is this is only connected by one piece. So if I edit this out, all of those gas traps will fall out. I'm not going to do it now because, well, that's time consuming, and screw it. So if your gas traps run out of durability or you need them to refresh your durability, just, you know, edit that piece out. I really recommend having it because it's just good for you. You know, it's good to have the ability to get your gas, you know, restock your traps, because sometimes they'll have like 3 durability and that's just very bad for you. So that's what I've done there, and I'll repair that another time. Let's start with the tunnel. So again, I split them and I have to actually replace a lot of these broadsides with wall darts. So I would be doing that mid showcase. So for the left side, what happens is, oh wait, there's another spawn. Let's go get that spawn. So for the left side, there is a possible spawn right here, okay? So what I've done here is I've added a few gas traps, and I wanted to tunnel them back up because obviously they're gonna go back up there, and I have this here to stall them. So the 4 gas traps will do damage, and then the wall launcher will push them back into the gas traps to do even more damage, and then this will obviously do more damage. And then again, I've done another layer because I'm excessive, and then another layer because I am excessive. So that's that part, and now let's start with the left side of the tunnel. So this wall launcher's goal is to push Hus back down there. Anything that comes up there can get, you know, pushed back down, and anything that comes over there gets pushed back down into that absolute death pit. And then let's move on. Well, that's just about it. So let's move on to the next tile. It's just a wall launcher with a wrongly placed I need wall darts there. Wrongly placed wall darts. So broadside. So now this should just knock them back. No impact should be coming from the broadside, and it should just launch them back. Possibility of them launching back in there is amazing. Over here, and then it just converges into the main tunnel with a broadside and a gas trap. So let's talk about the right side now. The right side I actually enjoyed making. So the right side starts like this. They can either choose that, which they won't choose that, or they can go straight through here. So obviously I have a broadside here to deal damage, and then a wall launcher to push them to the right, and then another wall launcher to combo, which I should remove this broadside for the wall dart so the impact doesn't mess up, and then to push them into this death pit. So I like this because it's just so good. It just, trust me, it's very good. It will kill off many Husks. So it just, you know, one wall launcher combos there and another wall launcher combos going out, and it also thins out the tunnels for me. Then I have 2 broadsides and a steam gas trap and a wooden floor spikes to deal damage. And I didn't put a wall launcher here is because, well, I didn't want to stall way too much. You know, stalling is good and all, but if you stall way too much on one side and you do, the possibility of the lobbers getting upset is high. So stall in moderation. You know, don't do too much because the possibility of propanes just getting upset is high. Now the tunnels converge. I like to converge my tunnels because whatever thins out, I want them to be easily accessible to shoot. So the tunnels converge, and then there's a wall launcher to push them out into the timeout chamber. So you might be asking, why don't I have a tar pit trap there? Simple. Smashers will charge. They'll charge this. So I put down a smasher protection piece, and they no longer charged. And then it's just a full out timeout chamber with 3 broadsides. I don't care how much impact happens. I want them dead. and this has been working a lot. I have people to vouch for me, people who played with me. They'll probably say this tunnel was really nice. And then the last part is the impact, the floor launchers. So I start off with a wall launcher here. I split the tunnels again, and you don't need to do these, but I like it, and it hasn't, you know, done me wrong yet. So I split up the tunnels, and I put a floor launcher here and a wall launcher here. These little funnel pieces are fine because there's not a lot of husks at this point. There's only a few husks that really matter, and they're smashers. So what I do is I put these little funnel pieces because it's loud at the end of your tunnels. In the beginning of your tunnels, if you do that, well, expect your tunnels to blow up, like the propane video that I made. So then the wall launcher should push them back into the tunnel, back into the timeout chamber, and if you're lucky enough, anything with small impact back out here into these things, and the broadsides can trigger and all that, and it's very nice. So this floor launcher right here, it's important that you put walls up there because remember, if you combo wall launchers and floor launchers, the possibility of us flying in that direction are high. So I put some wall launchers, some walls up here, and some floor launcher, and some broadsides on top of it. Then I connect the tunnels, I spread them out, and again, wall launcher and floor launcher. This to stagger them, because if hopefully this floor launcher it triggers them but doesn't break the threshold, this will break the threshold and launch them back into there, hopefully. And again, we should do this little trick that I've shown you, because I'm a cheater, pumpkin eater, and I like traps. Because it is just very nice to have these. It's very nice to cheat, you know. If you know they want to put damage pulse mini bosses that damage amplifiers, I'm putting floor launchers in the floors. Putting that right there, and then a wall piece, floor piece, like a slant right here to stop smashers from charging this wall. And now I will show you a clip of this amplifier in action. And yeah, I'm an absolute pleb. I keep doing this. I keep forgetting about showing you guys the smasher protection. Okay, so ramps on the outside, and then include under those ramps little pieces of metal or whatever you want, and make sure to tier 3 it. I didn't have a tier 3, and that was a problem. I didn't even have that tier 3. They will break through if it's not tier 3. Yeah, and that's about okay, it's the gameplay. Woo! Oh wait, the special protection over here too. I removed the staircases because they don't affect it, because they won't walk up here, they won't path up. And smasher protection over here, there is none. This smasher protection, that smasher protection. Yeah, okay, it's gameplay. Alright, so that's for H for Hill. That's the Hill amplifier. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll probably be doing either D amplifier next or I amplifier, because those two amplifiers for me are reliable. I still needs adjustment, Bridge needs one more adjustment, and you can never perfect Devil. Devil East is good though. But yeah, hopefully next video won't be another amplifier. I think if you guys enjoy it, if you guys really enjoy it and you really want another one, say 1, 2, 3 amplifier in the comments. I want to see how many people have actually stuck around and watched this whole video. If I see like 4 comments of 1, 2, 3 amplifier, I'll do another amplifier. Because I really just want to make other things, you know. I don't want to just do amplifiers. I feel like corny if I just continue to do that. Hopefully next video will be a full squad of power level 69s completing endurance, or, you know, I don't know. That's what I'm planning on. Alright, so if you enjoyed, you know, I'll see you on the next one.